welcome to the show. Welcome to the, I'm not gonna make it awkward, Dean Thomas. I am so excited about this show today. I got my lifetime friend, traveling buddy, former rival, now one of my BFFs, Dean Thomas. Put that pause button on.
So I want to know what came after. Welcome to the show.
We like that one bit, Tanya. We're gonna talk about the Denzel Washington movies because anytime I have somebody on the show, we pick out whether it's. I told you, Frank, me, we talking about John Wick.
Yeah. I mean, you normally have a bunch of nerds on. So I figured with all the nerds you have on, you'll never get across to Denzel Washington.
I don't know why you would say that.
And so I figured it, because I'm here, we gotta hit Denzel.
You know, when you picked it, I was so happy you did.
Oh my Lord, 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 Lord. Oh my Lord, 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 Lord.
I love it. So we've been doing that forever. Before we get into that, Dean Thomas, our origin story. We actually fought each other. And now we fought each other's roommates.
Yeah, we've already.
You had a grappling match fine.
And you had a grappling matches with each other's roommates back in 2000.
It was at like the weigh-ins or the medicals or whatever it was, and we were filling out paperwork. Mm-hmm. I remember you had like a fucking do-rag on, right? Right or wrong?
Probably, yeah. Right? I had a do-rag on, a brush in my pocket.
I don't know why we were, I don't know how we started talking, but we started talking. And this was after we both had disappointing debuts in the UFC, where this was both our second fight in the UFC. You lost to BJ Penn, and I lost to Shoney Carter.
Right.
And it was upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
It was,
to say the least, yeah.
And the mood that when I met right then when we were talking, this was right after 9/11. It was a weird time.
So this was this UFC 33?
This was UFC 33.
Yeah, because that was on my birthday at Mandalay Bay, the very first fight that the UFC had in Vegas.
Yes,
that is the very first fight the UFC had in Vegas.
And it was one of the first ones that went on back on pay-per-view.
Yes,
and it was so upset that it went over the time limit.
Yeah,
it was a clusterfuck.
Yeah,
and the prelims, Dean Thomas, he fought a gentleman by the name of Fabiana Iha. Now, Fabiana Iha was a Brazilian jiu-jitsu stud, and he was a very aggressive Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. He's good at taking limbs around my height. He didn't like it. He didn't fucking like what you did to him.
No, I put them hands on my boy.
What about that? I mean, the tie clinch, some people call it the plum. Mm-hmm. He had those cornrows, a nice grip. Dude, that fight was a great fucking fight. I actually might want to rewatch that.
I know.
The people who have UFC Fight Pass. Dean Thomas versus Fabiana Iha. That was a fucking barn burner. And what sucks about that, for the rest of the card, is every fight on the main card went the distance, including mine. I bested our buddy Eve's.
That was Eve's. Yeah, Eve rather.
Eve. I know you're saying Eve.
Because it slips out sometimes. It slips out sometimes.
Once he told me it's Eve, I said, oh shit, dude. Why didn't you correct me 20 years ago? He's a great guy.
Yeah.
You guys just shot a movie together.
We did. Well, we shot the movie actually like during the pandemic.
You, him, and Rashad.
Me, him, Rashad. So it's a movie about two brothers, and there's a flashback scene where Rashad plays our father.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
And where is this? Where can we see this?
Well, it's still going through the film festival circuit, and as soon as that's over, it's doing great, man. We're getting in a lot of film festivals. I just got back from London doing a screening at the British Urban Film Festival.
You just got back from London doing
that?
Dude, you
all over the place, man. I'm trying, man. Listen, life is short. We got to do as much as we can. But the movie's called Brotherhood, and once I feel like it's exhausted the film festival circuit, then I'll see how we're gonna put it out.
Dude, that's it. Dude, I know you've been doing the movie stuff. Did the improv get you ready for that? I'm not attacking it.
No, it did. But improv, it didn't. But improv is different.
It keeps you sharp.
Well, it keeps you on your toes, but acting is more of a disciplined skill.
And it also builds up your what is that? That perseverance when you hear people go, "Bah!"
Oh, yo, I tell you what, there is nothing that embarrasses me now or being able to mess up because that you talk about hating improv. Like, I would be the reason why you hate improv. I've done so much bad improv in my life
I
that
would love to see that.
I mean, I've bombed so many times on stage that it's been embarrassing.
Don't you feel that what we used to do by fighting in the cage, anything else we do, it kind of, what? It's no big deal.
Yeah, especially if you get knocked out, right?
Like what we did in there. When we want to try other things in life, it's if the worst thing that could happen to you is not the worst thing that could happen to you in there.
Right.
So it makes
right
it
for
easy.
sure. What that's what I'm saying.
Jumping on a bull that time.
What-
I should have done that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like especially if you've been knocked out before.
Yeah.
Like nothing really gets worse than that.
Because it's not only that, you're doing it in front of the world.
Yeah, like the embarrassment of getting knocked out, like having to wake up and look at it over and over and over again. You're like, oh my god.
And then you got to hear about it.
Yeah,
You
everybody.
got to hear what you should have done.
Oh,
We've been there.
yeah.
So me and you, when we met back in 2001, when we were about to fight on that UFC 33 card, we were both coming off our first real huge losses in the UFC. So all the shit talk we had to hear, everything. And now I remember my mindset being like, it was very stressful. And then I got into some shit talking with Eve Edwards, which what got me back into just the mindset of wanting to get hands on him. And then 9/11 happened. And that made me put everything in perspective.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, look now, if the worst happens here, I'm fighting a guy better than the guy I fought who I lost to, Shoney Carter. No offense to Shoney. Shoney's tricky, but this guy's a better stand-up.
Yeah.
This guy's a beast. Eve Edwards is a great fighter.
He was a great fighter.
So there's the stress of that. But now I'm like, look, the worst that could happen, I lose. I'm out of the UFC. I fought the best people on the planet. Not a lot of people could say that. And not that I want that to be my achievement, but if that's the worst thing could happen, these guys people are jumping out of buildings and making decisions when they could get burnt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
9/11
crazy.
made you put everything in perspective, and it kind of I used it to be like, look, put me at ease, like in my mindset, like. If the worst that could happen is this, it's not the worst that could happen.
Yeah,
That makes sense?
yeah. No doubt, no doubt.
I don't know. I was just thinking of that because where we were, and it was a successful night for both of us.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
it was it was a good rebounding for both of us.
Man, we were back on the scene, and then we probably interact through the UFC. We'd seen each other at UFCs.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe
Very
minimally,
friendly.
yeah, friendly.
And we were supposed to fight.
And that's when it got ugly.
Then it got weird. Yeah. Hey, Christian, it got a little awkward.
Why? What happened?
We had, if there was social media now, that's where it would have been out there. But back after we fought, and what happened with our fight was the only time this ever happened in the UFC where it was a fight where they awarded me, they raised my hand, and it went the distance. They raised my hand, and then backstage. Like after the fight, a fight went by, and then backstage they announced Dean Thomas the winner. There was a mistake.
Oh.
So, people were saying, well, he should have won, and that's bullshit. Or it was going back and forth, and our people that are fans or people that love us, people
Right.
close to us, and it was one of those things where then, it was the fight itself. Dean Thomas won the fight. You want me to say it now on the show? Is that what this is all about? Is that why you took the fucking train right
That's
out of
why.
me?
That's why I wanted you to admit it, and because every time you admit it, I always have to show the tattoo
Show
that I
the
got. The
tattoo.
tattoo says, "Hey Matt, I won."
He did that. He
Yeah.
got a tattoo. He got a fucking tattoo. So who's the real winner? No. On our show, Dana White looking for a fight. We break a lot of chops. There happened to be a tattoo shop, and there you
Yeah, I
go.
got the tattoo.
So yeah. So me and Dean Thomas have many adventures on the Dana White looking for a fight show itself. Just to plug that fucking thing. We have so much fun. And soon we're going on a trip. Is it out there where we're headed? Pretty much.
I mean, it's pretty much out
Oh,
there,
no, it's
but it's
too
not really our job to
All I know
announce
is
that.
it's got to be like 18 hours away or something.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
Do you like our text the other day? Making sure we're first class?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Trust me. I handled that.
I was just
Well, here's
one of those things.
you know how I handled that. I said, listen, Matt is not flying economy,
No.
and I was like, and if he flies first class, that means I have to fly first class too.
Oh.
She was like, don't worry, we got you.
Well, dude, if they didn't do that,
Yeah.
pull out that fucking card real quick.
Yeah.
I'm fuck it. Dean Thomas, I'm with. How can he?
Can I give you your props for a
Tell
moment?
me.
Can I give you your props for a moment?
Tell me.
Matt is so important to the show. He's so important to the show that when you didn't show up that one time, Dana canceled the whole shoot
Why didn't I
to
show up?
wait.
Something
But
haven't happened.
it was something about because it was something about because here's why you didn't show up, because they wanted you to get on a train and you was like, I don't take trains.
Well, what train?
They wanted you to take a train. I think it was to Boston or something. It
No,
was somewhere.
they wanted me to take a car service, and it was going to be like 5 hours. And for the people that know me, I have ulcerative colitis. You want me to wear a diaper to do the show? Do you want me to shit myself for the sake?
No,
of
but
I'm not. So I'm like, look, man, the flight I was there. The flight got canceled, and then it was snowing. They're like, all right, we could put you in a car service. It's gonna be like 6 hours. I'm like, hey, listen, man, if you put me in a fucking something with a shitter in it, I mean, let's be honest. I'm not, because I don't want to sound like a fancy pants. I'm not like. That's funny though. Fancy pants.
Fancy pants.
You get to a certain point in your life where you're like, hey, dude, really? Come on, man. I don't want to.
Well, no, but listen, the point of the story is that Dana canceled the whole shoot until you got there, and that's not the first time he's done it. I remember one time, like maybe you'd come down a little later. Listen, that doesn't happen for me. If I'm not doing the show, bring in Chris Weidman.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
that's not right.
That's exactly what happens. You are so important to the show that we're not shooting without you, and everybody knows it.
Don't we have
Everybody knows it.
Don't we have fun on that show?
We have a lot of fun on the show.
Oh my goodness! And let's get back to our origin story.
Okay,
that could take a fucking hour. So then we had some bad blood after the fight, because a lot of the fight was me. And I'll tell you, Dean really changed my game. He really did. And you'd say you learn a lot from your losses. I fought him much like I fought BJ Penn, and I'm very aggressive by nature, so I'm trying to get a hold of him. This guy's hard to get a fucking hold of, Christian. And I'm telling you, we're locked in a cage together. I'm thinking I can get a hold of him. I had his leg. I'm not going to say gazelle, because that's a kind of but like a cheetah. Not a cheater, but like a jaguar. I'm trying to think of a cool, athletic animal. A gazelle. Dude, he just hopped out of a single leg, like bing, boom, knee down. So I'm just, and then I'm trying to get out, and they pop me with a fucking jab. And and he's got the longest reach in the fucking UFC.
I had a 76-inch reach as a lightweight.
So he's popping me with jabs. So it's not like I'm like going really backwards at all, but he's popping me, he's moving, superior footwork. I'm running after him. At the very end of the fight, I fucking trip him down with a body lock. And then he locks that guard up real tight. The clock clicks. He puts his hands up.
I put my hand on, like, yes. I was like, I did it.
And you know what? He did. He did it. So, but then they raised my hand. I go, hey, look, man, I was pushing it. So you could make an argument. There's been worse decisions.
No, yeah,
that
for
went
sure.
my way, not
for
to
sure.
be that guy.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm getting a limp dick here.
He's doing it again?
Dude, give me a Viagra here.
Oh.
Thank you.
Wait a minute.
Sorry about that.
Take a second. I got the.
Oh, no, it's good. No?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hold on.
All right, look. How's that? Yeah, because I like the move. We good?
Good.
All right. This ain't odd?
Keep talking.
Okay. Where was I, Dean Thomas?
Okay,
so there could have been worse decisions out there. But it went to you, and then there was a lot of bickering online. And then somehow, I don't know what you said to set me off. I'm blaming you.
I know. I did. I said this.
You said you had a fucking bullet with your knuckle.
Yeah, on
your knuckle with my name on it. How do I remember that?
I don't know how you were, and I remember that. I remember saying that. I don't know where that came from. And now thinking back, like, why did that piss him off so bad?
I don't know, because I was a different guy. You know what it was? Because it wasn't really a sport to me back then. It was like fighting. I mellowed out more a lot. Fucking D. Thomas. D. Thomas thinks I'm Joe Pesci or something. D. Thomas calms me down a lot. He's like my common person. He like mellows me out. But so anyway, we had back and forth, and then we were at like a weigh-in, and I seen you, and I remember wanting to jump you. I remember wanting to be
oh my God, that'd been a nightmare.
I go, Drago, if he says one fucking thing, I'm gonna let go a right hand. And he's like, I got you. And he's fucking.
Oh my God!
And then you turned around. You're like, "What's up, player?" Or something like that. I'm like, "What's that?" And you're smiling because, dude, you're a jokester.
Yeah, I'm a prankster.
Now we know each other. So then that's when we were announced we were going out for the Ultimate Fighter cast. Shortly after that.
Yeah.
Right. Is that right? Is that?
Yeah, for sure. No, that's right. That's
because
right.
this is when we made up.
Yeah, this is
because we were trying out for the Ultimate Fighter. Now this was maybe a little while later, and we were trying out for the Ultimate Fighter, and we ran into each other at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we had a nice conversation. I'm like, look, man, we're going to be stuck in each other in the house for fucking 6 weeks. Let's not make this fucking awkward, man. Like, yeah, or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly what happened. But I wish I'd known that you and Drago were going to beat me up. I don't know if I would have went in the house with you guys. Like, y'all were in the house together, and I was in there by myself.
You were threatening me. You said you had a bullet with on your knuckle.
I know, but like, damn, like you and Drago was going to beat me up.
No, Drago was there to make sure nobody attacked me. I would have been out of the UFC. But the mindset was different back then. We were kids.
Well, we were young, and we didn't have a lot
25,
and we didn't have
26.
no guidance because there was no one really before us that really had our experience. And then too, there was no social media, like, and there was no like sponsors and ways to like build up your brand. Like it was a fight. It wasn't really like a livelihood for us. It was a fight. Yeah,
fight. I want to test my skills against this guy. You know. And then, thank God it became a sport. Thank God.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
But so then we went into the Ultimate Fight House, and a good thing we made up because we were roommates. I was in a bunk bed with Drago. I had top bunk and bottom, and you were across from me.
Yeah, I was in the top. Chris Lido was underneath.
Yeah, man. So we'd wake up, and Dean Thomas would always be the first one up, and he'd make the fucking delicious coffee. And then and then we'd be having a good time we had a great time in that fucking house.
We
right?
did have a good time in the house. The pit fires every night. And
That was and there was no, even though back then there was not social media, but there was music, there was television, there was fucking, you had nothing in that house.
Right.
So all we had was each other. That's why you see people go crazy in that house. And, our season was nothing but good. I mean, again, we didn't get our ass kicked in the house. That's another reason why we probably have fond memories of it. Yeah. Because even the fight you lost to Chris Lytle was a very close fight in the semifinals.
Yeah,
you
right.
know? And so we have good memories of that. And then we buy the pit fire. And when we run into these guys, most of them, like, you're happy to see them. Yeah. It's almost like you went to like camp together.
Yeah, right. Like when I see Pete Spratt at the fights,
Pete
I'm like,
Spratt.
yo, Pete, what's going on, man? What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, and he was on the rival team, the
Yeah.
No Love. How's Rich Clemente doing?
Oh, I have no idea.
He gained a little weight.
Yeah, he gained a little weight. I haven't talked to him in a while. I don't
I'm
know.
not shitting on him. I used to be chubby.
Right.
Dean
But
Thomas, you look svelte, Dean Thomas.
Well, I got on that. I got on that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're not fighting anymore.
Well, listen, I don't care. Listen, I'm almost 50. I'm trying to do my thing.
TRT is good. Look, see my. I went today. And I got a blood taken. When I go there, they check your levels. You're extra
for sure,
conscious of what's going on,
yeah,
your cholesterol's a little up.
Yeah,
like that.
I'm in. You know what? Like it's after like 45 or just recently, man. I'm in the doctor like every other week.
Yeah, I'm feeling shit too, man, but we got to keep moving.
Yeah.
And you are fucking jamming. So when we were back, you got so many jobs, Dean Thomas. I love that. I love your commentary on the UFC. Do they tell you when you're chiming in or do you chime in? Because what Dean Thomas does, he's an analyst and they go like a coach's point of view. So they bring in the Dean Thomas, whether it's Joe Rogan, DC, they bring in Dean's point of view. And Dean fucking throws out gems every time. Do you choose when to come in, or they do?
Kind of both. A little bit of both. Yeah. So a little bit of both.
Like
if I see something like really good, I'll chime in. But sometimes I'll see something really good, and they're like, "Nah, don't worry about it." I'm like, I'm telling you, this was a great one. And
I'll tell you, man, that's fucking wild. And I home run with that. So we're back in with the house. That went well, and then ever since then, the next time our real bromance started when you got on Looking for a Fight.
Yeah.
How'd you get on Looking for a Fight?
I'm saying, it's so weird.
Come on, man. It feels like yesterday.
No,
You
it feels like
watch.
yesterday. It's been like 8 years.
Dude, come on.
That's crazy to me. But here's the problem with that. Because like since The Ultimate Fighter, we shot that in 2006.
Yes.
The finale was like 2007. So for like the next 10 years, like we didn't really have a crazy relationship.
Yeah,
right?
that's
It wasn't that tight.
That's right.
But you still thought of me to do Looking for a Fight.
That's not why I brought it up.
No, but there's the thing though. You thought of me after 10 years to go and Looking for a Fight. So really what that tells me is that you have a lot of lame friends.
They're all listening.
Yeah.
They're all listening.
Like, why me? And I got it. But I will say this, man. I'm so grateful for that. I remember because it was when Amanda Nunes was fighting Misha Tate. And I was coaching Amanda Nunes to fight Misha Tate. And I got the call and I was like, hey, Amanda, I'm going to be going this weekend. Yeah, I'm going to be filming with my boys. Yeah.
It was, to let everybody know how this happened, you know, we had, it was looking for a fight. For people that don't know, it's the premise is Dana, myself, and he had his old high school buddy, this guy Nick the Tooth, who was a character, a West Coast guy, and we'd go around looking for upcoming talent for the UFC, and at local shows. And when we're in these towns, wherever it is, Alaska, fucking Mexico, anywhere, we would do something fun. You know, we did everything from riding bulls to stand-up comedy to, we did trapeze work. We did.
Oh my God.
I did a demolition derby.
Swimming with sharks,
which is fun. We did some shit, Dean Thomas.
Yeah.
That is insane. So when we had a great show going, but there was a problem with Nick the Tooth. There was some like internal problems, and he walked off the show. And we had the LA episode set, right? Mm-hmm. And we were set to go at the Laugh Factory, and we were going to do stand up and then just look for a fighter there and whatnot. I think an LFA show. And so now I'm celebrating my anniversary in Vegas with my wife. Dana goes, "Yo, come to the headquarters here. We got a problem." I get over there. We don't have a third member. What do we do? You know, so, dude, Dean, it's funny, man. You're the first person that dropped, and again, our relationship wasn't. We'd always, when we seen each other, we were always laughing though. That's the thing. Yeah. When we were in the house, we were fucking. There's clips of us just we were laughing, dude, making fun of guys in there, Captain Miserable at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just having fucking. We were. So I go, look, and you also need a fighter that's a guy that's knowledgeable, but a guy that could take it and not try to be like alpha, like in a sense where like who could take a joke?
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
You know,
because
a lot of guys are trying to be like, what are you trying to? Where we could really break each other's chops and actually like not get offended. Right. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. D. Thomas, you're fucking hysterical. So your name popped in my head when I said it to Dana. Dana goes, I always like Dana. He goes, hey, call him. Right to voicemail, Christian. Right to fucking voicemail.
I was in. Hey man, to be fair, I was in the gym. I
call him again. You know, Craig Basari's there. Dana, I'm in his office right now. Call him again. Right to voicemail. I go, this mother. I go, Dean. I go, pick up the fucking phone. I go, Dana's trying to get hold of you. What word? So I know. There was no. I was right to voicemail, and I threw in Dana right away before he pretended he didn't see the text.
Yeah.
So he picks up. He has within 48 hours to come up with something for the. First of all, to give us both credit, I didn't have anything planned either. I didn't know what the fuck we were doing there. And I saw on the fucking social media, appearing at the Laugh Factory, UFC night. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Dude, when they said it was a real show, I almost shit my pants.
And
I was like, what?
Dude, it was fucking crazy. I had Higgin Machado show up there.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm here to see Serra do comedy. I go, holy fuck, Higgin. Help me with my Kimura. I don't want to. Dude, it was surreal. And dude, not for nothing. We killed. Give me some.
Yeah, man.
We fucking killed.
We didn't do too bad, man.
Hit the applause button.
It's working.
Thank you. Dean, what a night that was. Out of everything we've done, you tell me, dude, I had one bit and I used it. I had a Rocky bit that I just came up with. I was always thinking about, and then I did it one time on I was doing a serious show with Dan Soda. Mm-hmm. And then afterward, Dan Soda said, man, that was a really good bit. That was something like that. I didn't even think of it like a bit. I just thought of something with Adrian becoming a bitch.
Yeah.
And I used that and it fucking did. Listen, I think we got some extra love because it was a UFC crowd. But,
yeah.
But we didn't.
But it was still good, man.
We
it was still
did
good.
fucking well.
Is that on the show?
Oh yeah, that's on the. If you want to look at Dana White looking for a fight, the LA episode. There's me. We're in front of the donut place.
And that was your first episode?
My first episode.
Cool.
My first
hit
episode.
It out of the fucking park, Dean Thomas. And And then, dude, much like myself, when this show was first, the concept of it, they brought me in for the pilot episode because it was they were going to use a new fighter every episode.
Yeah, like I heard it was supposed to be revolving
Revolving
right?
fighters.
Yeah.
I hit it out of the park, and then because of that, I got on the show. If you would have been a dud on that show,
I know.
Revolving
fighters. I'm telling
Thomas
you,
Dean.
you always got to be prepared.
Opportunities,
Yeah,
like
opportunities,
fighting,
man,
like
for
fighting.
sure.
Like
Yeah.
a short notice fight. It could fuck you or it could make you.
And that's what I'll be telling people because a lot of people think I do this shit to help the UFC. I do this shit for me. Like they say, "Oh, you're a company man." Like I don't give a damn about the company. I'm trying to get paid. This is for me.
But here's the deal: if there was no value to you, you wouldn't be here, and
Right,
you wouldn't
right,
be
right.
fucking multiplying like fucking Michael Keaton for multiplicity. Dude, you are getting. You just got now. You dude. That's dude. I don't get tired. I got 8 jobs. I don't get tired. What's that song? I don't get
Oh
tired.
man, I forgot what that
It's a
is.
great
but,
song.
Yeah. But no, man. But for real, man.
Why
I
you
just,
shitting on
I
that
have to-
song, though?
No, I'm not shitting on the song. I love
good
the song.
song.
It's a great
DC
song.
likes that song.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. So I'm trying to take half of DC's jobs. You know that, right?
Dean is popping up everywhere. And we're going to plug your shit later on because I know you got that new fight court going on.
yeah.
Oh, thank you. I was innocent.
What?
I was innocent with Tim Welch. I saw that episode. I called him. Which episode was that? It was
Oh yeah.
it was something about the coaching with Tim Welch.
Right. We use you.
I
we use
was.
the
I didn't know I was in court. I was all of a sudden they go, I see my face up there.
Yeah.
So I had to watch and see if I was guilty or not.
No, we gave you a lot of love on
Thank
that,
you.
man. A lot of love on that. Listen, that's one thing I can't get enough of is how bold you are with shit. Like I'm
Like Batman?
Yeah, I mean, just the way you speak your mind I mean, I wish I could do it, and I don't wish more people could do it because they'd probably be a little
Obnoxious.
with
You think
it.
I'm obnoxious?
No, but you're not obnoxious with it. It comes out at the right time, and it hits hard in the right spot. I know that sounds weird.
One of the first times we had a moment that kind of went viral was there was a coach on Ultimate Fighter 4 that nobody liked this guy. And he would talk, he was in a fighter, but he was an elite jiu-jitsu guy. He was good in jiu-jitsu, but he would talk shit about fighters. And it's like, dude, you're young, you're healthy, you're a world-class jiu-jitsu guy, yet you're a vagina. You don't want to get hit. So you should not be talking about the guys that put themselves at risk. So he was shitting on Hoist Gracie when
Remember
we were
that?
preparing.
Yeah.
And then back in school, some guys are cold. Listen, he's both. Usually the jacket holders aren't fighters. But they'd be like, yo, man, this guy's talking shit over there, man. There he is right now. You want me to hold your jacket? So no.
Yeah, that was definitely me. I'm like, yo, Matt, listen to what he's saying.
And this was after I fought Pete. So I had my first fight out of the way. So I didn't really care about. Back then we were like, he's gonna tell him what we're trying to do. I mean, everybody knows I'm trying to get the motherfucker down.
Yeah.
It's not like we're all being secretive. But after that, I felt free that I could speak up because he was shitting on everybody. He was shitting on the whole Gracie family.
I know.
And that's my people.
Yeah, no
You
doubt.
know,
No
what the fuck
doubt.
What are you doing? Not in front of me.
Yeah.
Not up in here, Dean Thomas.
No.
So when I walk in, I remember Dean goes, yo, man, he was just up there talking that shit again about fucking Hoist. And then that's when they started filming right after that. And then they went to Dean, and then Dean started giving me such nice props about me speaking my mind about that. And then, I don't know, I guess that helped our relationship. But that did go fucking viral, that clip.
Yeah, it
I
did.
saw that clip recently.
Yeah.
it popped up
Myself
there,
and
yeah.
Mark Lehman.
Yep.
Well, I wonder what happened to that guy.
I'm sure he's doing something with jiu-jitsu. He was a very talented
Yeah, he was
jiu-jitsu
a-
guy.
yeah.
His personality sucked. Scott Smith would be like, all right, could you show me an arm lock? Which arm lock you want to see? Oh, I don't know, something from, which one? There's many from there. Tell me what you want to see. It's like, okay, buddy, thank you. The enthusiasm was through the roof. Holy fuck, dude. That guy's bringing me big Charlie Brown head.
He did look like Charlie Brown. It was a ball
Sitting
head.
there, right?
Sitting there.
Anyway, but then, yeah, so we bonded over that. The show brought us on many adventures. Soon we'll be going overseas. And that's our origin story.
So what's your favorite? Because I have mine. My favorite episode or adventure, rather.
Of us on the show?
On the show, exclusively to the show.
The one that stands out maybe the most is that LA episode because of, out of everything I've done, maybe the bull riding I did. You weren't on that episode as far as with adrenaline, as far as like the feeling we get that not many people will feel before you have to fight somebody in a cage where your sole objective is to try to put their lights out or get them in a submission where something's about to break or they're about to go to sleep and then they have to say uncle. That's the business we were in. So to get that feeling, there's guys that stick around too long to keep that feeling. But on the show, the only thing that gave me that feeling, and dude, I did fucking stage diving and shit and mosh pits and fucking shit, was the LA episode with the stand-up, and I'd say the bullfighting. But I'd say with you, or my favorite memory would be that first, that one. We had many, though.
So mine, it was actually a looking forward to. If I remember when we were in Abu Dhabi and Charlie shot those episodes and they put them out every day.
Oh, that was great. We were in the desert, man.
That's my favorite one. Like when we were in the desert.
That was why. Oh, we did a lot of fun stuff there, dude. We've been around. We've been around the world.
And is that what
we've been around?
We've been around the world.
You gotta practice. I gotta practice. Hey, Dean, let's get into some Denzel Washington movies.
Hey,
your topic. I was so happy you picked it. Now, I watched a few of them, and because there's too many to get into. You can't, dude. I try to do my homework, so I picked like 3, and I got into one I didn't have to watch too much again because I know it by heart, and that's Glory. Crimson Tide. Crimson fucking Tide.
Like I haven't seen that one in a while, and I was like, man, that was such a good movie, and I forgot about that one.
And what was the third one? Training Day. I think I like that one too. What was the 3 you liked? Remember the Titans also.
Don't make that face.
What face?
That face.
What?
When he said remember the Titans, he was like,
you know what I didn't like about it?
What?
I liked a lot about it. It was fun. It was a feel-good movie.
Right.
Okay. Good for race relations.
That's what I'm saying. That's what this is all about.
That's what this is all about.
Me and you, that movie, it's all about race relations.
Well, dude, people should look at us and take note. They should take note, Dean Thomas. Dean Thomas.
We just told the origin story. It didn't start off always great.
No. It was
Look
rocky.
at it now.
It was rocky. You almost jumped me. You almost jumped me.
You and Drago almost beat me up in the house. I did not even know.
It wasn't happening.
We was roommates.
It wasn't happening. It's going to be a scene at a Full Metal Jacket is what it's going to be. Get the...
Soap pillows.
Anyway. Where the fuck was I?
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. You know what annoyed me about it? This is what annoyed me about it. The coach is the assistant white guy's little girl. The coach.
Oh yeah, Hayden Panettiere.
Now listen. Now Dean Thomas. There's certain that nothing. I love all the other stuff. I love how the guys started off not liking each other. Then they started liking each other. I love all that. I applaud it. Beautiful. I like how Denzel handled himself. I like how the other coach handled himself. They were good guys, surrounded by bigots.
Yeah.
But the little girl annoyed the shit out of me. I know it's a feel good movie. You know why, Dean Thomas? Let me just tell you why. Let's put me and you in those coaches' seats. Now, I got you. You're watching the film. You're watching some fight film. And my little 11-year-old Sophia comes over to you and goes, Mr. Thomas. Hey, Coach Thomas. Hey, Coach Thomas, there should be a hammer fist there. And you go, and then now let's say you be like the movie. Oh, really, little Sophia? I'm not going to be, really, little Sophia. Tell me more. No, what you'd say. You wouldn't even look at her. You probably look at me. You say, get this kid. I'm not going to put my hands on your kid, man. But you better be over here and show me. You better treat her like Mark Lehman right now. You better fucking. We would not have that kid tell us, Dad, how about this? No allowance. I'm taking your phone, your laptop away, your iPad.
Okay, all right. That's
that
fair.
Annoyed. Anytime she's on there opening her mouth when she shouldn't be, she should be punished.
That's very fair. I never considered that in the movie. It's very fair.
They want to look at race relations. Look at us.
That's what I'm saying. And you know what? And you know who else is in that movie? Ethan Suplee, the big dude. He trained.
Lost weight.
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight, but he trains down in Florida, Killcliff.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like a different guy now.
He looks like a different guy. He's a real cool guy,
he got
man.
that surgery where they sew everything back because the skin was flammable.
Oh yeah,
was that him? I think that's him.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm pretty sure
because he was so big, man.
I heard it was very painful. But I mean, would you go through that not to have that flabby? Because you don't want. It's good that you want to get the weight off it, but you don't want that like the skin that just flaps. Like you want to take the shirt off.
I would probably get.
You want to take the shirt off?
No, don't.
And you want to? Oh, wait a minute, D. Thomas.
Look how strong you are.
Thank you, D. Thomas.
I had no idea.
D. Thomas, show me your abs.
No, I don't have it.
All right.
I got a Jamal Hill stomach.
Jamal, hey, listen, man. You also got a Jamal Hill right hand.
Yeah, that's
Jamal Hill. I want to see him back. I can't wait.
yeah.
He's a beast. But all right, enough of my abs. Oh, you asked about my T-shirt before.
Oh yeah, what's going on with
that
I thought it was like Slayer or something.
You know who gave this to me?
Can I guess?
Yes.
Phoenix.
No, not Phoenix. This is one of my favorite students.
Marcus.
Young Marcus.
Young Marcus.
5-1 in his MMA career.
Really?
Like 5 strangles, 1 head kick knockout, or 4 and either way, strangled 4 guys with rear naked chokes, 1 head kick knockout. His pro debut, he got taken down, landed on his shoulder, and I'm wondering why he's not finishing the triangle. Reach up, he couldn't reach up. His fucking shoulder was separated.
No kidding.
Yeah, he just got his arm out of the sling. So he went through that whole first. I go between the first round. He's working his guard. Marcus has very good jiu-jitsu. And I'm seeing things, and I'm like, dude, grab the fuck. I go to Coach Colombo. I go, hey, between rounds, I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna hit him with the stool. I'm gonna talk to him. And then he's coming with his arm hanging down. Dude, I tried to, sometimes you could pull it back in the socket. They're like, we have to stop this. I go, give me a second. I'm pulling on them. I'm pulling on the fucking thing. It didn't go back in.
So they had to stop it?
We had to stop the fight.
Oh, man,
but,
that's terrible.
hey, young Marcus gave this to me. And to cheer him up for that, get that injury, he showed a lot of heart by getting through. We took him to Comic-Con.
Oh, did you?
Oh, he went to Comic-Con.
He probably loved it.
This is the second year in a row that he went with the Serra family to the Comic-Con.
Man, what a treat that is.
I think it is.
Yeah, that's a tremendous treat.
He disappears. He's like, all right, I'll meet you at the for lunch. He's
hold on, now, where's Comic-Con at?
It's at the Javits Center.
In here in Long Island?
It's in Manhattan.
Okay.
All right. Once we take the train in and you just walk like 4 avenues. It's right there. You want to go?
No, definitely not.
This is kind of a geek show.
I'm not a
You look
Comic-Con
down
guy.
upon me and
No.
This is my island of misfit toys.
I've been to a Comic-Con before. Well, it wasn't exactly a Comic-Con, but it was one of them little
Wizard's
festivals.
World.
It was one of them things. I went with Marcus Brimage, and he's like
Oh, he's from an English fighter.
No.
I'm way off.
No, Marcus Brimage. He was Conor McGregor's first opponent.
Oh,
Little short black dude.
I like him.
And he would wear, he's a serious nerd too. So like,
is he really?
Yeah. And I went to a Comic-Con with him one. I don't know if it was a Comic-Con, but it was something con.
You know Grant Dawson at all?
I mean, I know who he is.
Dude, that guy, he's great. He knows all about this shit. He was talking to me and Christian, and he stumped us with some nerd shit.
Really?
He's good. He's a good fighter too.
Yeah, he's a great fighter.
Yeah, I like him. He's gonna be back on. He knows his shit.
Yeah,
he wants to do the Predator movies.
Oh, the Predator movies. Yeah, I'm not as deep of a nerd as you guys. Yeah. But I try.
He tries.
I try to get it.
No, it's funny. He tries for me. You know that?
That's nice.
He does.
Yeah.
So punish your students, by the way. You should make them watch The Acolyte if they do something wrong.
Oh no! I watched that whole thing.
Terrible.
I got through the whole thing.
What do you think?
It was the worst thing I've ever seen. I thought I was like, yo, is this Power Rangers? Like, what are we watching?
It's bad.
It was for the people that love Star Wars. Like I say, like Star Wars, The New Hope. This was no hope. You had nobody to root for and cheer and want to be like. They were all, except for some of the people they killed. So anyway, enough. Dude, we can shit on that another day. Remember the Titans? Mm-hmm. It was that feel good movie.
Yeah,
it was good, but like I said.
But Training Day.
You know what, Dean? Ebony and
Ivory
together in perfect harmony, side by side on the piano, keyboard. Oh, why don't we? All right, look to that for race relations. Let's get back to this, Dean Thomas. So we like that one, Training Day.
Training Day.
Training Day is a movie that will never get old.
I know.
The lines in that movie we could fucking spit out all day. Give me one.
You in the office, baby. Cling, 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 cling.
That was in the diner.
No,
that was in the car.
No, that was in the car where he's like, when we going to the office? You in the office, baby. And then the little Snoop Dogg beat come on.
I like it. Let me think. Well, there's always the King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Better. Way better. Not only Denzel, there's great lines in there. There's one of the most frightening scenes. Now, Ethan Hawke.
Mm-hmm. He was great in that.
He got set up bad, you know? And when Denzel realized he's not playing, but he wants to get rid of him, he brought him to these gangbangers' house. And now they're sitting around playing poker, sit down, and then there's a certain point Ethan knows this is, Denzel's not coming back. He's not using the bathroom or nothing. He knows what's happening.
Yeah.
And then they start talking about, you ever get your shit pushed in? That was scary.
It was scary.
That's a line that sticks with you.
I know.
It makes me clench.
Oh my God. Like that movie, I can watch that movie all the time, like anytime.
And Ethan Hawke was fucking great in that.
He was.
He was great. He was.
See, I think the only reason why we forget about him is because Denzel was so powerful in that.
What about the scene with Scott Glenn?
Oh yeah.
Scott Glenn was he was crooked also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he seems like he trusted Denzel to some degree.
Yeah, like you could tell there was a little bit of a trust and a somewhat of a bond, a friendship bond, but there was still that.
Did he know that he was going to get shot when he was like, boom? Like, did he know?
He knew at that point. He knew that he knew that he was going to get robbed. He knew that they knew where the money was. He knew they was going to get robbed.
Man, Ethan Hawke, he did not play ball. What I like about some of these movies that we picked, and we're going to get into this with Crimson Tide big time, is choices, tough choices that some characters got to make that show you their character. Mm-hmm. Like Ethan Hawke was a man with morals and character, and fucking Denzel was just conniving. He was a bad guy.
He was just manipulative.
Yes,
yeah,
to the fullest extent.
But you know what about that is he's such a good actor. Is manipulative and conniving as he was,
kind of like him.
You still like him, and you still root for him.
Yes,
you still like want to see him do well. Like even when he got shot, you were kind of like, all right, we've had enough of him. But like throughout the whole time, you're still rooting for him.
He's, because he was almost like a Tony Montana, like a Tony Soprano. They're not good guys, but then they have some kind of code, something there.
He kind of reminds me of John Jones, actually. Like I see John Jones. I've been seeing John Jones. Like I saw him at the Apex last week, and I saw him yesterday. He's like comes off as a charming, really good individual.
John Jones?
Yeah. But then it's like then you kind of almost forget about some of his choices. Some of his choices. Yeah.
That's gonna be a wild fight.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
It's John Jones by submission.
Stipe by decision.
You think so?
Yes.
Are you really picking Stipe by decision?
He's been at my academy before. I seen firsthand him. It's not. I picked John Jones to take down Serra and finish him in the first round like he did. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing it to be a braggart. I'm doing it because I feel that he's not. I seen Stipe in scrambles. I seen him he's hard to keep down. He's not easy to keep down. But John Jones, again, is a different animal. I know that. But I seen him scramble. I seen he can grapple, and he's gritty. He's been hurt. He's got a good chin. At least he's had a good chin. Yeah. Hopefully that didn't deteriorate. And he's gritty, man. He's fought some monsters, too.
I know.
Alistair Overeem.
For sure, no doubt.
Dude, he's pounded them out. If you look at and listen, you never know what John Jones, if he took the guy seriously, if he's partying before, this and that. One of the hardest fights he ever had was Dominic Reyes. How tall and what's his stats up with as far as size and strength with Stipe? Is it similar?
It's similar. Stipe's.
These are things that take into consideration.
Stipe's. The size is going to be pretty similar.
Did Dominic make him look human? A lot of people say he thought
Dominic. A lot of guys. Dominic made him look human. Thiago Santos made him look human.
Yeah, and they were all big strikers with some grappling background.
Yeah,
so it's interesting, man.
I don't know anybody else who's picking Stipe to win.
I know.
Especially by decision.
I'm not doing it to be different.
Yeah,
I'm doing
it.
But
you really think that
I think
way?
the guy's durable, and he's gritty, and not only is he a true heavyweight, he's a He's one of the best heavyweights ever.
I mean, he's probably on everybody's greatest heavyweight of all time.
Look at that fight IQ, man. I mean, dude, he beat Francis. I know Francis beat him too, and people got short memories. He beat Francis in that first fight handily.
Yeah.
And it's not like Francis didn't have power back then.
Right.
You know, I mean, yes, he got caught, and you get caught by Francis, lights out. But he's shown that he beat him soundly that first one.
Yeah.
Francis hardly got through.
Yeah.
You know, so
it was
hey,
like
man.
50-45 that whole
Y'all
fight.
must have forgot. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just want to yell that out there. So that's going to be interesting. Trading Day, yes, great. Loved it. Yeah. The bad guy you want to root for, that kind of thing. And Ethan Hawke, the whole fucking cast. Crimson Tide. Now, this takes place on a nuclear submarine for the majority of the movie. And the premise, it's there's a radical group in Russia or some part of Russia that's rising up, and they got a hold of nuclear weapons and subs, and it's on the brink of World War III, the closest thing since the Cuba missile crisis. Back in the day.
Right.
Closest thing since then. And Denzel is in the second command on this warship, this naval ship that's carrying like nukes. So he's the second in command, and he's the head commander of it is the great Gene Hackman. He's fucking phenomenal in this movie.
I know.
He's so good in this movie. Dude, everybody in this movie is so great. Aragon is in it. Fucking Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he was in. Yeah.
He was best buds. Like they show before they get on the sub, man, they're at each other's house having a barbecue. Denzel and Viggo Mortensen, they're best buddies. They're good friends. You know, he knows him before he gets on there. Nobody else really knows Denzel. So from the beginnings, you see some of the relationships in the beginning. And this comes into play in this whole movie because there's a lot of decisions that had to be made, a lot of loyalties that had to be broken. And who was right, who was wrong? That's the question you could still ask after you watch the movie. Yeah. Because you could make cases for both sides. So in this situation, they get on there, and Gene Hackman, you see his interactions with Denzel, and you see him kind of testing him, like trying to figure him out. His philosophy on war in general. Right? I mean, do you remember the movie? You seen it later?
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a minute, but I remember the movie.
Am I bringing you back?
And you're bringing me back. And when I think about good movies that are carried by guys like Gene Hackman and Denzel, I mean, it just separates them from everybody else in terms of acting.
My wife watched this with me because I wanted to just because I knew I loved it when I seen it, but it was like what you're talking about. I remember it was a good movie. I mean, we were just all in. I mean, it was just, is the word riveting, suspenseful? It was everything. If people have not seen this, because I bring up movies and then people thank me. Like when I brought up State of Grace, I can't tell you how many people. Yeah. People are still reaching out to me for State of Grace. You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, there you go.
See, there I go. I got something I got to watch.
Sean Penn, Ed Harris, Gary Oldman. Great movie. But when I bring up these movies, they give them a try and they fucking love them. So Crimson Tide, you know, there's a point in this where they get the message that they have to shoot the nukes. Mm-hmm. Now this is it, man. Now that's World War III, basically. Yeah. What's going on? They got the call. They know that's their objective. They're all prepared. They know what they might have to be asked to do. They're being asked to do it. They get in the depth, and also they get into a fucking fight with another enemy rival fucking Russian submarine. And they took some damage where they started to get another message. Now this other message starts coming through, an ETA. Okay. The red thing starts going up. They get the message. They gotta make sure they confirmed it. It got cut off, so it could mean anything. It could mean to abort the mission, which would mean no war, or it could mean anything. So Denzel's like, all right, look. So the Gene Hackman is like, look. He's got his little dog he's always carrying around. You found out he's been divorced. He's like an angry old, stubborn, naval captain. He goes, so Denzel brings this up to him and like, look, we got to see what this is before we launch these missiles. He goes, and he's reading it and he just kind of puts it aside. He goes, what is this? This is half a message. This is nothing. This is half a message. And he walks away. And Denzel's looking at him. He looks away and he's like, walks away, showing a lot of disrespect. Just like not really showing him much respect. Just like, don't bother me with this. the staff is looking at it. They're looking at him, looking at Denzel. All these shots, how they film this is great because you see, keep people witnessing a little, problem with the ranks here. They're having some turmoil. When Denzel started to pursue it at a certain point, he just told him, and he's talking to him. He's like, all right. He's trying to explain it to him. We see him getting more heated. And this is the great acting by Gene Hackman because he went from slow. Now, he's not raising his voice, but you hear him getting more stern. You see people start to take notice. And then he's just like, all right, so then just take your key out and shut the fuck up. Like that. And shut the fuck up. And he said it loud, and everybody just stopped. Shit. Denzel's like, oh, that's how it is, And then he's like, I will not concur. No, I will not. And then he's now fucking mayhem. Mayhem. It's about to be now with the they're fueling their missiles. And believe me, Gene Hackman says that a lot. They're fueling their missiles. We can't fuck around. It's fucking great. I love the Gene Hackman. So he's getting fucking they will have launch capability in like whatever it is, fucking 45 minutes. So he's like, and then he's like, we gotta get so they end up locking up the captain. Now, when they have to lock up the captain, just like Viggo Mortensen's tight with Denzel, you see how tight fucking Gene Hackman is with his right-hand man, Cobbs, his fat security guy. Right?
Yeah,
He's the fucking fat guy with the buzz cut. And anything Gene Hackman would say, he's always like his Ed McMahon. He's always like his Andy Richter. He's always, like, he's always laughing at horrible jokes, and he's just always smiling at him. That's his guy.
Right.
But Cobbs does shit by the book. So when this is shit, and now this fucking Gene Hackman's used to everybody fucking. Boom, you better skip the beat, man. When he says jump, you say how high. So when Denzel's going against him, he goes, you know what? Cobb, arrest him. I'll replace you. Now, you can't just replace this. There's rules. The captain, he can't do that. Cobb knows that shit. Yeah. Now, Cobb goes, Captain, and then he's like, Cobb, and then fucking, now Denzel pulls his card. Like, hey, man, no. I know how this works. You can't just remove me. Now I'm removing you. Cobb. And then he's like, oh, please, he's in the middle. And Denzel, I'm not going to fucking butcher it. Officer of the deck, Cobb. And I fucked that up. But it was great. It was fucking great. Sorry, Denzel, I can't do you. But it was, and then he's like, yes, sir. He arrested the fucking captain. And then not to mention, James Gandolfini is in this. And he's always fight. Dude, that guy was good before he broke out. He was good. In this, in True Romance, as a hitman, he has that look at him. He's just like looking like him. He's got that look where he's got his teeth hanging out. He's like got that evil look in his eye. He's part of Gene Hackman's loyal men. So they end up freeing Gene Hackman. They take back over the ship. Dude, then now Denzel had some nice comic book talk with one of the guys who, Ramirez, one of the cadets that had some problem with another guy that said Morpheus was the best, the true Silver Surfer artist. And what they were having a beef about comic books. So they had a little heart to heart.
So they were a little nerd stuff.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, us nerds, we bound together. We have each other's back. So they're not letting him stay locked up. So they freed him. Dude, it is fucking crazy. There's a certain point in this where they need the launch code if the Gene Hackman took it back over. So who has the key for the fucking launch numbers? Viggo Mortensen. So now what is Viggo? Now this has
that's Denzel's man.
This is about choices now. Now they're going to him like, hey man. Now James Gandolfini, he's a little intimidating. He's like, yeah, listen, you gotta fucking. All I know is our captain's locked up. We don't know this fucking guy. And he's like, I know him. I know the guy. He's like, they're like, you with us? Don't be like, basically, don't be a fucking pussy. This is what they. I mean, they were, and what did he do? Pure pressure, Dean Thomas. Pure pressure. He gave in.
Gave in.
Oh man, I'll tell you right now, then we'll cancel next barbecue. I don't think they're having another barbecue over there. I don't know who's in. I don't think Viggo Mortensen's going to invite it anytime soon. So that made that awkward. So all these choices being made, and to spoil it because fuck, I'm telling you the whole goddamn movie.
Well, it came out in 1995. I don't.
Yeah,
if you ain't seen it, like, come on, you can still watch it.
Listen, you can still watch it,
or watch it and then come back.
They got the they end up getting the code in the just like within like a few minutes, right? And Denzel ended up being right. It was to cancel. Now they would have been World War III if it wasn't for Denzel Washington.
See, Denzel strikes again.
And the way it ended, you think Gene Hackman would hate him, right? Now Gene Hackman, he put his time in the fucking naval service, in the Navy. They go for the meeting now about what happened on that, and I forgot the actor's name. He was the head of the committee there, and they're like, "All right, we already had the testimony of I'll just say Gene Hackman because I forgot his name. So we're gonna do a ruling." And now Denzel's like, "Well, you didn't hear mine yet." He's like, "Well, I know the captain for 30 plus years. If he's lying, this is the first it's the first time I've ever seen it, or it's the first thing I know the man." So he's like, "Do you have a problem with that?" Denzel's like, "Well, I might." he literally said, "Well, I might." But then he goes, "Well, he said his piece anyway." So he goes, "Well, this is what he recommended." And he basically recommended that Denzel takes his job. Like, he wanted him to get a promotion over this. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was just, again, back to race relations. It was, then they had a nice little joke about it. They said earlier something where he was right, he was wrong. And then Denzel being right, he was right about that too. And Gene just, he gives them a smile, they laugh. And they had a nice pleasant, I'll tell you right now, he'll be invited to the barbecue quicker than Viggo Mortensen. Yeah. Right now, he'll end up with that little shitty dog. Probably wants to put that fucking thing on the barbecue. That thing was pissing all over the fucking little rat-looking fucking dog. But anyway, as far as movies go, it was when they say almost a perfect movie, that's a great fucking movie, man. It's hard to find any holes in that one.
Carried by just the strongest actors.
And it makes you it makes you just critique other shit. It's like, these guys were, I don't feel like I'm watching. I feel like this is real, man. Like, Gene Hackman. Shut the fuck up. Sorry. I love when he says that. It was so fucking, and then Denzel's, dude, the acting was superb. And the story, and just again, about these guys making choices. It wasn't a ton of action. There was some action, but, and know what's so funny about that? When I seen it as a kid, I didn't like it. I wasn't mature enough.
But you still aren't mature enough. What happened?
I was going to call the show Man-Child for a second. I was going to call it Not Serra Man-Child with my emoji like this. But then that was a little immature. Dean, what else we got? That was fucking, what other movies? I mean, that was that. Some honorable mentions. American Gangster.
American Gangster. The coldest scene in movie history when Idris Elba, when he shoots him on the street.
Oh, how did he get away with that?
Harlem.
Man.
Yeah. So you don't remember? So he's sitting in the diner with his brother when his brothers he invites them all up from North Carolina. Yeah. They don't know what he's up to. They don't really know what he's in there. They just know he's doing something important. He's sitting at the diner with those guys. He sees Idris Elba in the corner, walks out the diner. Idris Elba's like, "What you gonna do? Shoot me on the street?" Bow! Amazing. Shoots him right on the street.
That shocked me.
Puts his money in the tip jar, walks right back to dinner, and just like, "So where we at?" His brothers was like, "Holy shit!"
Russell Crowe was in it.
Yeah, Russell Crowe. Yeah,
he was a cocksman.
Yeah,
he ruined his marriage. Right?
He did.
He was a pea hound. That's what they would call it back in the day.
He was.
Right?
He was.
Girls are walking by him.
Yeah.
Fucking, he was an animal. He's going to court. His ex-wife's like, "I know you're fucking your lawyer."
Yeah.
And he was.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe. You going to see the new Gladiator?
Yeah, that's what, I mean, I already bought my ticket for it, actually. I bought a ticket to see Gladiator.
Remember when I was going to have that fight in the Ultimate Fighter, and I go, I might lose, and you're like, "Not yet."
I think that was Gladiator.
Oh, that was Gladiator. I'm sorry. I confused. We had so many adventures. I confused it with the cinema. I'm going to go see. Christian saw it.
You saw Gladiator already?
I did.
How?
I see. That's what I do for my job. I see early screenings and stuff, and I saw that last week.
Yep.
No kidding.
Denzel's great.
I was waiting for the +1 invite.
So
I guess.
Yeah. I just read something today that they took out a kissing scene.
I saw that too. I didn't. I mean, it wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, they said they took it out. Denzel was like, I guess they weren't ready for that. I mean,
what do you mean, a kissing scene of what?
Like Denzel kissing another man.
And they took it out?
They took it out.
Oh, blasphemy.
Oop. I don't know. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Look, Dean, we got fucking 3 minutes to get out of here. It's going to explode.
Scripts are tied.
Thanks. Dean Thomas, man. Shit, dude. We could talk all fucking night, man.
I know, man. We got to do this again.
Yeah, man. When are you back? We're gonna be on our adventure soon next month.
Yeah, we're going on an adventure next month. But hey, listen. So I get out I'm in Philly. Obviously, Marquez MMA. I'm in Philly every other week.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, and
You're down with Sean Brady.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorite fighters.
yeah. Sean's great, man.
He's well-rounded, man.
Yeah, he's great.
He knows about Kimuras.
Yeah, he's a Kimura. You'd like him. He's
I
a
like his
Kimura
jiu-jitsu
guy.
style.
He's
Dude, he's a stocky guy.
Yeah,
He's got good hands, really good fucking hands.
really good hands, good footwork.
The one fight that didn't go well is Bilal, and besides that, he's fucking flawless, no?
Flawless. Yeah.
Come on, Sean Brady.
Guys up.
When's he got coming up?
Nothing yet, but I mean, he dominated Gilbert. You know, he dominated Gilbert in
And that's a fight coming off the loss to Bilal.
Well, no, he
beat him.
He submitted Kelvin Gastelum. Come on,
yes,
come
what
on,
am I saying?
Come on, yeah,
At the Kelvin Gastelum, and Kelvin Gastelum's a fucking stud.
yeah.
Man.
But he dominated Kelvin.
So you're working a lot with Sean.
I'm working a lot with him, and
So you'll be in town.
so I'll be in Philly, but I don't. But it's so close. Like if you understand how much I drive in Florida between
Really?
like Orlando, Miami, West Palm, like driving to New York from Philly is like it's like an hour and a half. I'm like, what? It's closer than
You all right? Well, listen. You're gonna let me know. We're gonna have you back in studio, dude. If you lived closer, this would be the Dean and Matt show. Well,
That's
the
right.
Matt and Dean
Yeah,
show.
geeking out.
Be the Matt and Dean show. No, it'd be the Dean and Matt show. I'm fucking around.
It'd be the
I
Dean,
thought you missed it.
The Dean and Matt show.
No,
My name in big caps
First, and the little
featuring
thing,
Matt Serra.
Listen, you're gonna be in here more often. And what do you want to plug before you get out of here?
Sirius XM on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
That was fun, by the way.
Yeah. It was.
Guys,
I'm sorry we had to cut you off.
Shut the fuck up. I
No,
know.
it's all right. But with live radio, we have time constraints.
Yeah.
Live radio.
Oh,
we
I
have
was
time
right in the middle of
constraints.
something, and then he's like, "All right, but Dean, it's me. I was telling you a story."
Yeah, he was right in the middle of a story, and I was like, I was hoping that you'd be able to finish in time, but they were counting me down in my ear, and I was like, all right, Matt, I gotta cut you off. But Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Sirius XM from 12 to 3. You can check me out there. I got a new YouTube show called Fight Court. Check me out there. Yeah, for sure. So, man, doing a lot.
What's your social media? Expel your name.
At Dean Thomas, DIN Thomas, THOMAS, Dean Thomas, DIN Thomas.
The man with two first names.
Woo woo woo.
All right, the great Dean Thomas. Everybody, so much fun. Find your superpower. That's a little private joke, but everybody knows it by now. All right, stay humble yet dangerous. Thank you very much.
Subscribe.
Subscribe, motherfuckers.